So, this is the first of a series where I'm going to go over each of the bosses that I faced in my level 1 run and just talk a bit about their mechanics, what I learned, what I would have done better, and just giving an overview of each of the bosses because some are easier than others, and with some, there's new techniques that you learn to overcome the challenge because when you're over leveled, you can just hit trade and not necessarily button mash, but you don't really have to watch out for the attacks. You kind of just roll and hope you don't get hit and then hit them, and the fight pretty much goes like that. When you're level 1, you really have to time your dodge rolls, you have to watch the boss, and you can see when their attacks are coming on simple bosses like this, but with others it's a lot harder, and you really start to appreciate just how complex some of the bosses are. And this is something that you're not necessarily aware of when you're first starting the game. Even regular enemies are far more complex than you might give them credit for. And the first person you face is Iudex Gundyr, who was an Ashen one like you that arrived too late to link the fire, and he pretty much acts as the guardian to Firelink's shrine, and in some ways he's also the guardian to the game because it's the only boss you have to face solo, and if you can't make it past him, then you're gonna have a hard time. And this may be especially daunting for new players, especially when this Pus of Man comes out, and it can be a bit overwhelming, and it's part of the fight that I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I don't really enjoy this aspect. I just try and get over and done with as quickly as possible, but generally it's a pretty good boss fight. There isn't too much wrong with it, and I think for new players it can be rewarding to overcome.